Maisha ina stress but sitachoka, manake mimi staya mimi nyota, Mungu peke ndio mimi nitaogopa. Get back 'cause unachoma choma choma choma, daily na meremeta, form yangu ni kutesa, usikol kama si pesa, bade najipeleka, inaselela dombola, Monday mana lose composure, we catch flies, not feelings, leo tuna dance kwa ceiling. Don't waste my time, don't miss my energy, don't kill my vibe, don't mess my energy, let's say goodbye, just fly around with me, let's spend some time, just spend some time with me.
Feeling important, feeling like something is coming all over me. Feel like a soldier, feel like I'm going to war with the enemy. I've gotten older, I'm very comfortable with my identity. It's never over, I'm ready, I'm willing, I'm feeling hypnotized, I'm feeling like a child. I need to realize I'm feeling so alive. I take off my disguise and I get myself the prize. I don't mean to be shy, all I can do is try.
Don't waste my time, don't miss my energy, don't kill my vibe, don't mess my energy, let's say goodbye, just fly around with me, let's spend some time, just spend some time with me.
Some people search and seek until they find the light. Some people think that everything they think is right. Some people don't believe in peace, they want to fight. Some people not my type, some people not the vibe.
Shangilia, pango yote imepangiliwa, shida yetu yote tatuliwa, maisha yetu imebarikiwa. Shangilia, pango yote imepangiliwa, shida yetu yote tatuliwa, maisha yetu imebarikiwa.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night.
Pawa Radio.
That is Energy by MDQ, Mayonde, and Polaris, and it's playing right here on Power Radio. This is the Power Morning Drive Show. My name is Wanyoike. Happy International Youth Day. I'm quite excited about this day. It is the 12th of August, 2024, and for those who do not know, as I have mentioned, it usually is the annual celebration of the International Youth Day, which shall be forming the basis of our discussion for today's show. So you do want to stick around as we talk about all matters youth. But for now, let me start off by apologizing for a little technical hitch that we are experiencing. I want to apologize to our YouTube viewers, our YouTube audiences. Today we shall not be streaming on video. We are experiencing a little bit of a technical hitch, but we are working on it. As soon as we are able to be back on our live video feed, we shall be able to come to you live and direct. But not worry, we are still on YouTube. You can get us at Power Radio for an audio show today, as we also work on our technical hitches as well. You can also get us on our website. We are www.power254.org/Power Radio. And in case you want to get in touch with us. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Let us know how the weather of Nairobi is taking you, because today we did wake up to some showers. You can do that on our social media handles. We are at Power Radio across Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, as well as X. But for now, let me get you to work because it is important. I just want you to let you know what is happening across our roads today. We start off with Thika Road. Thika Road, bumper to bumper to bumper. All road is painted red, especially from Survey, KCA University down to Muranga Road. Things are looking so crazy. They're so very busy. If you can avoid the route, kindly do so. We also have Kiambu Road from DCI straight into Karura, then as you head towards Gertrude Hospital, Muthaiga, things are looking very busy on your end as well. We also have Limuru Road. Things are busy alongside along Aga Khan Hospital. That is where we have a little bit of a snarl, but things open up inbound as you head towards town. Wanyoike Way from Lions Place, busy madness, painted red. If you can avoid the route, kindly do so. We also have Mombasa Road. Mombasa Road is looking not too shabby today, but things get a little bit crazy as you approach Capital Center all the way down till Bellevue, and then as you go into Bunyala Road, things are looking a little bit good. All right. We also have, where is this? Lower Kabete Road. We have a little bit of a snarl up, especially as you head towards Westgate, that area as you enter Westlands. There's a little bit of a snarl up, but it clears out soon after that. We also have Aguinscothek Road. Things are looking not too shabby, but also not too, it's slow, definitely slow, but moving. Especially as you go from, where is this? As you go that area from Sitam, as you go into town and also outbound, out of town, there's a little bit of a snarl up, but slow but moving. We also have Ngong Road. Ngong Road is looking good today. There's only a little bit of a snarl up as you go towards Junction Mall, and then from there, the road is clear. It only gets a little bit crazy as you head towards the Prestige Plaza area, and then opens up as you head towards Coptic Hospital, then a little bit of a snarl up after that. We also have Valley Road. Valley Road is looking crazy, bumper to bumper to bumper. For the whole area of Silver Springs, crazy traffic right there. So yeah, that's what's happening along that road. Raila Odinga Road, looking not too shabby today. We can see there's just a little bit of a snarl up, but things are moving. They only get busier at around the roundabout, which is normal. So yeah, that's what's happening along Raila Odinga Road. Langata Road, kama kawaida, bumper to bumper, especially Magadi Road from Rongai. Crazy. Then you go into Galleria, a little bit of a build-up. Then from there, a little bit of a build-up as you head towards town from the barracks area into Wilson and Weston areas, and then it opens up all the way as you go towards West Nairobi West Hospital areas. All right, so that's what's happening on your roads today. Kindly do let us know in case of any accidents or incidents with the aforementioned social media handles. We can do that on @Power Radio across all social media handles, and we will be sure to get you to work safely. We will get you to work alive as well. But for now, let's get into some music. When I come back, kama kawaida, we get into the news, the stories that are making national and international news on our national international news roundup. This is Power Radio, and this is the Power Morning Drive Show on Power Radio. See you in a bit.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Road trips and young romances, breakups and second chances, our rhythm drama. I dance to your beat. My isukuti love. Is it good for me? Is it good for me? My isukuti love. Is it good for me? Is it good for me? For me? Bringing the one din din and the boom boom boom. Adding my nyatiti. Then it's me and you. My isukuti love. Is it good for me? Is it good for me? Is it good? Heartbeats and stolen glances, oceans and wedding marches. Our music plays through all these days. If love is a drum, you are my drummer. I'll dance to your beat only forever. If love is a drum, you are my drummer. I'll dance to your beat. My isukuti love. Is it good for me? Is it good for me? My isukuti love. Is it good for me? Is it good for me? For me? Bringing the one din din and the boom boom boom. Adding my nyatiti. Then it's me and you. My isukuti love. Is it good for me? Is it good for me? Is it good? If you wanna know the power of my love, it's not a feeling, it's an action word. You can never give it to me too much, too much. If you wanna know the power of my love, it's not a feeling, it's an action word. You can never give it to me too much, too much. My isukuti love. Is it good for me? My isukuti If you wanna know the power of my love, it's not a feeling, it's an action. My isukuti love. Give it to me too much, too much.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Your body good to me. I don't want nobody touching on my baby. You say you're there for me. Anytime you want it, no, I am ready.
Don't waste no time whenever you call. I'm saving my love for you. I know just what you like. I don't want nobody touching on my baby.
I came in here for a good time, yeah. That keep your hands to your soft time. And when I come around, just know it's mine. I'm the one to cause trouble tight.
So when you come close, my baby is a no. So leave my baby boo on the dance floor. Cause my baby goes slow. My baby want I'm here all night, oh don't you know?
Your body good to me. I don't want nobody touching on my baby. You say you're there for me. Anytime you want it, no, I am ready.
Don't waste no time whenever you call. I'm saving my love for you. I know just what you like. I don't want nobody touching on my baby. I don't want nobody, body. I don't want nobody touching on my baby.
Body.
I don't want nobody touching on my baby. Run, you better run. You better run, cause I'm packing a gun.
A gun, I'm coming in hot and I'm heavy.
What? That's a gun. My man, look for another one.
Alarm, I'll ring the alarm. Cause I don't want nobody touching on my baby. And if you think I'm going crazy, yeah, I might be. And don't you know that I don't call myself a lady?
Yes. You have to flip it. Twende biashara boss. Okay. Mina biashara, close in tada, flow so tight ass Chris Cantata, young in pala, ass like Prada. Na kama wezi shikanisha basi weni fala, basi weni fala. Mina enda pale kila kitu dola. President Moi Kibaki wanahola, naonesha kidole pole. Tubo kubwa kama Rick Ross. Pesa zetu munafanyia what? Kazi kwa vijana, pesa kwa maboss. Wacha kuwa floss. Ati wasanii wata get ganji 2030. Nitakuwa 54 made under that. Yes, bere tamo huko ashati ya kaki, check karatasi kareke. Yeah, kareke. Mini STL, the bigger the better. IMC on the mic, come tester. He be a shara ni ka M-Pesa. Wesen, tarisi na ka usend sikuski. Biashara ne, biashara. Okinyona hawe niye dige hara. Okinyona hawe niye dige hara. Okinyona hawe niye dige hara. Biashara ne, biashara. Biashara ne, biashara. Biashara ne, biashara. Okinyona hawe niye dige hara.
Biashara niko busy na mziki ndo wanigwizi. Na flongine maji utadhani gidi. In other words niko tena jaba. Junilisikia pia kukula main is swag. From the business land, Nairobi to be specific. Crew get popos, not changa illicit. River Road baby, that's where you're gonna find me. I be getting my money fast, calling people hadharani. Niko na M-Pesa cooperative, niko na equity. Pesa ni mingi nimevisha so many na publicity. Paparazzi piga mapicha then tuzione BPC. Dashika mamita busy mejipa juu nimesign na DTP. Be a shower baby, what it do Miss Stella? I'm the man with the power so I make you feel like Cinderella. And I'm making a shower so hope you got your umbrellas. Always be a shower baby Stella, go ahead and tell him.
Biashara ne, biashara. Okinyona hawe niye dige hara. Okinyona hawe niye dige hara. Okinyona hawe niye dige hara. Biashara ne, biashara. Biashara ne, biashara. Biashara ne, biashara. Okinyona hawe niye dige hara.
Nikiwa na STL suna geography wanikali. Jumupenda kuchiugamu unaweza nipata hali. Assalamu alaikum walaikum salam. Mi upenda M-Pesa pesa pap na M-Shwari. Hasla mbayo pildo kama ndizi. Mi pick and peel uyu boy sini mjuisi. Easy flow cheesy kama tiba. Na ziko on point ka Abdu Badida. Biashara leta pesa weka deo kwenye mkeka. Mina leta heka flow natika Professor Christoph ndo anatesa. Kila time weka pressure pima na tape mesha kula Ethiopia na poebesha. Anapenda Rose na yesi amba ni kama vindio unaweza dhani ni mkamba. Biashara ndo miulamba basi imenifanya mweupe squeezy ka pamba.
Biashara ne, biashara. Okinyona hawe niye dige hara. Okinyona hawe niye dige hara. Okinyona hawe niye dige hara. Biashara ne, biashara. Biashara ne, biashara. Biashara ne, biashara. Okinyona hawe niye dige hara.
Hold up, wait a minute. I see you eyeing me. Hold up, wait a minute. I like you me.
Vile unani like nako like. Vile unani like nako like pia. Oh, vile unani like nako like. Vile unani like nako like pia. Oh, Kangoma, you give me that feeling all over. Yo, vile unani like nako like. Vile unani like nako like pia. Oh.
I feel unani like, nako like. Got me singing about you on the mic, no rehearsal. Putting my neck on the line. Pale kwa DM, Nikki slide, ki commando. Say you're bad girl, let me see more. To my place, my great, we can do more. Shani kwa chumami, no vitisho. Iko, lafu na ku-release kama single. Now they're wondering how I like you and you like me. We some merciless, now till I see we'll murder them.
Vile unani like nako like. Vile unani like nako like pia. Oh, vile unani like nako like. Vile unani like nako like pia. Oh, Kangoma, you give me that feeling all over. Yo, vile unani like nako like. Vile unani like nako like pia.
If
If you had my love and I gave you all the passwords, the keys to all my heart, would you write for me or what? Yeah, cool down, patience. You go party till late now. I'm a chase man, not a waste man. I'm a clear my face now. You say that you like my voice. Today we might make noise. Let me purchase the chase. I say rock my choice. Come with your friends and connect in an eye boy. Feel on any like, no go like. Feel on any like, no go like. Pia, oh. Feel on any like, no go like. Feel on any like, no go like. Pia, oh. Can't go now. You give me that feeling all over you. Feel on any like, no go like. Feel on any like, no go like. Pia, oh.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Hey, hello. You look familiar, have I made up with you before? Let's just be serious, kabla uanze tukunipo. Nionyeshe Insta labda nitakukumbuka hivyo. Oh, hey, hello. Sikuamini lakini ni kama nimeona ghost. Miezi mbili ndio maana siwezi pita kino. Na tangu lini ukaanza kuwa na story mob? Lakini walai siwezi mind tukienda drinks. Walai na beshte yangu bado takumit. Walai ni wapi ulienda for real? For real. Lakini walai siwezi mind tukienda drinks. Walai na beshte yangu bado takumit. Walai ni wapi ulienda for real? For real. Hey, my heart is there, my pride is there. Don't play, don't even dare. You don't play fair, so hey, there's something here, there's something there. Overlay, it's like a different kind of weather. Hey, my heart is there, my pride is there. Don't play, don't even dare. You don't play fair, so hey, there's something here, there's something there. Overlay, it's like a different kind of weather. Lakini walai siwezi mind tukienda drinks. Walai na beshte yangu bado takumit. Walai ni wapi ulienda for real? For real. Lakini walai siwezi mind tukienda drinks. Walai na beshte yangu bado takumit. Walai ni wapi ulienda for real? For real. Lakini walai siwezi mind tukienda drinks. Walai na beshte yangu bado takumit. Walai ni wapi ulienda for real? For real. Lakini walai siwezi mind tukienda drinks. Walai na beshte yangu bado takumit. Walai ni wapi ulienda for real? For real. Go fit, Allah. Go fresh, Allah. Lakin, bana. Din west, bana. Go fit, Allah. Go fresh, Allah. Lakin, bana. Din west, bana.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Miss Polaris, and she's playing right here on Power Radio. This is a Power Morning Drive Show. My name is Wanyoike, and we have figured out our technical hitches. Yes, so thank you for keeping tuned on Power Radio. So for our YouTube audiences, you can see us that we are here. Please confirm that you can see us. All right. Now let's get into it. Kenya's biggest story is, of course, Kenya's champions at the 2024 Paris Olympics. Today we have a reason to celebrate as the people of this country because we have so many good bronze. So many good what are they called? medals. Yes, medals. So we have Beatrice Chebet. She won the gold for women's 10,000 meters. She's the gold medalist for the women's 5,000 meters. Miss Faith Kipyegon, she won the gold for women's 1,500 meters as well as silver for the women's 5,000 meters. We have Emmanuel Wanyoike. He won a gold for men's 800 meters. We have Ronald Kwemoe silver with he got the silver for men's 5,000 meters. Abraham Kibiwot, he got himself the bronze for the men's 3,000 meters steeplechase. We have Benson Kipruto, he got the bronze for the men's marathon. Mary Mora got the bronze for women's 800 meters. We have Faith Cherotich. He got the bronze. She got the bronze for women's 3,000 meters steeplechase, and Helen Obiri got the bronze for women's marathon. But I guess everybody is celebrating Beatrice Chebet because she outstandingly got double gold medals for the women's 10,000 meters as well as the women's 5,000 meters. Okay, so it's good that our teams are doing amazing and they are waving the Kenyan flag high as well. All right, now let's get into some more news. The Daily Nation today. On page 3, we have a story about why Kenyan victim of the 1998 bomb attack will pay 8 million Kenya shillings to an US agency. There's a story there about a victim who is supposed to pay some money to the US agency. You can grab your copy of the Daily Nation to find out what that story is about. Now, on page 4 all the way till page 5 of the Daily Nation, we have a story about how secret money printing deals have cost taxpayers. This is an expose, and according to the Daily Nation, the government has maintained a veil of secrecy around a new banknote printing deal awarded to German firm, extending a web of mystery that has masked multi-billion shilling money printing tenders that have cost taxpayers over the years. The Central Bank of Kenya last week announced changes to banknotes affecting 5 denominations, with the new currency set to be in circulation in the coming months. CBK Governor Kamau Thuge avoided questions regarding the contract during a monetary policy committee meeting last Wednesday, only saying it was a German firm that is one of the best. You can grab your paper, the Daily Nation, to get a scoop of some of those stories as well. We have on page 6 of the Daily Nation, study triggers worry over rising online sexual abuse of children. Now, Kenyan's children aged between 12 and 17 are facing an alarming rise in online sexual exploitation and abuse, a new report has shown. The report on Africa by Child Fund International and Africa Child Policy Forum reveals that up to 13% of 12 to 17-year-olds surveyed have been threatened or blackmailed into participating in online sexual activities. Out of this, the report, 13% were blackmailed into sexual activities, while 7% sent sexualized images. So this is where we have things like nudes and stuff like that. And the key question for African countries is whether or not they are adequately prepared to provide greater protection for children online. That is Mr. Chege Ngugi from Child Fund. And some things like this really can send you infuriated, because we are dealing with minors who they do not know, they don't have that kind of discernment to be able to understand what is right or wrong. Some of these children are are sort of helpless, I mean, we were talking about what, 12 to 17. 12 years to 17-year-olds, that's a young child. That's a child. They don't know half of even what is going on with their own selves, in their own mind. So the only thing that we can do is maybe create proper accountability measures to follow up these perpetrators, because those are sexual perpetrators, sexual perverts actually, and bring them to account, bring them to account. I think governments across the world, across the continent, should work closely with data providers, because that's one way to pin down, these people who are sexually exploiting. And also, the other thing is, it's very infuriating, because sexual exploitation is not even so, beyond it being a violation, because you're violating, you're abusing someone. It's a violation of the highest order. It's very undignifying to humanity. The other thing to take into consideration is that it is set up as an industrial complex. Like, people are making money out of this. So it's wrong on so many levels. Economically, it does not make sense, because you're making money out of exploiting people sexually, out of exploiting children sexually. The industrial complex here is, you are violating their rights, you're violating their freedoms, so that you can get gain financially, because it's set up as a whole industry. And like, I don't know at what point that is okay. I don't know who even okayed that. And I've read reports of, very powerful people. I mean, we just had some of this, like the Hollywood director, Mr. Weinstein, Harvey Weinstein. Just because people are in powerful positions, they never get the tail end of the accountability. And I think it's time to put into question everybody. If you can trace drug lords, then you can trace down sex traffickers. Or you can absolutely do it. Yeah, so there's no excuse. And also, it's also a responsibility upon, for example, because this kind of so I beg your pardon. This kind of illicit dealings are also happening across social media platforms. So what is the responsibility of the business community as well in ensuring that they cater for safety? I know TikTok has just rolled out a safety guidelines for how people are supposed to be interacting. But then again, as we evolve, some other platforms seem to be de-evolving as well. And so we just saw the story of X the other day, who they came out and saying that they have now okayed the sharing of sexual materials. So when you have business models that are set up on such perversion, when you have business models that sell out of the pillage of people, and the pillage of people's dignity, and the stripping of people's rights, and you don't even shut them down, because as governments across the world, we need to question. We need to sit down in like parliamentary discussions and have very, I would say, critical conversations about mitigating and possibly litigating. And if mitigation and litigation is not going to work, then I would say that you completely do away with it, abolish them. If they are going to be mediums of trading, and mediums of trading that do not end up doing what they are supposed to be doing, I would absolutely champion for the banishment of such platforms. So it's really sad, it's really bad, and I'm not even a parent, but like my heart really goes out to parents also, because yeah, you can't even start imagining a 12-year-old who has been sexually assaulted, even if it's online. That's just wrong. A child should be playing with their friends outside. No one should be able to witness such things for children. So yeah, that's very infuriating, and it's quite sad. It's very sad. Yeah, and I think this is something, especially today being International Youth Day, I think youth delegates from across the world should be really, really given to the work of understanding the intricacies of what is happening within, because I mean, children are still youthful, you can count them youthful. So creating safety nets for children to exist, both offline and online, and any other space that they should be able to get in touch with. All right. That's a very sad note, but let's move on now to a story here on the page 8 of the Daily Nation. I need my son dead or alive, father cries. Now, on the morning of the June 25th, the streets of Nairobi were ablaze with the fervor of anti-government protests, or an outcry that would soon turn into chaos. And for one father, a day that would transform into an endless, harrowing search for his son. For Joseph Adero, the days since that fateful morning have blended into a blur of anxiety and despair. His son, 30-year-old Charles Osewe, was among the many who took to the streets in the hope of voicing their frustrations and seeking justice. Mr. Osewe's voice was one among thousands, but to Mr. Adero, it was the most precious one, a beacon of hope and pride that has now dimmed into a poignant void. A policeman, I told him to stay home. I begged him, telling him that it was not safe out there, but his youthful conviction and a desire to be part of something greater won as he brushed off my concerns. That is what the father of this Charles Osewe, who has been missing since the June 25th anti-government demonstrations, and that's some of the things that we were talking about last week, when I was saying that post the protest we ought to have a very strict accountability models after this, because we still have some stories like that, those people who have not yet been found, right? There are people who still don't know, like the properties, for example, that were looted. We also have people's family members who were killed during this maandamano protest. Like, what has been what has been done? What has been done since we could say the lapsing the lapsing of the protest, but I guess we can't quite say that they have lapsed, because there's still more to be done from this point going forward. So yeah, so that's what's happening nationally. Let's take a quick breather. I come back and we talk shortly about the international news, and then we get into our discussions for today. Keep it Power Radio.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
I was waiting for you to call me, but you never did. So now I'm calling up my homies. I'm so over this. I'm so into you. over you. TikTok nikitetemesha, kwenye snap ninatetemesha. Need love, a real love. Mapenzi ya undercover inaleta pressure, pressure. Need love, a real love. Mapenzi ya undercover inaleta pressure, pressure. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Let it go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Let it go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Nilikuaminia sana, sana, sana. Nilikuaminia sana, sana, sana.
Kwa bash naingia natesa. Habari waisikia utaweza. Beste yako pia memba, anakula kama tenda. Inaweza. Tarimember.
Need love, a real love. Mapenzi ya undercover inaleta pressure, pressure. Need love, a real love. Mapenzi ya undercover inaleta pressure, pressure. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Let it go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Let it go, 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 go. Go, 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 go.
I know you like her, I'm not stupid. Get me someone, get me Cupid. Get me gin and get me some music. I got to live, I know what I'm doing. And this time I'm through it. Don't know why you're so fucking useless. I'ma try to restrict my movements and fuck your friend cause he introduced us. You're telling me, I'm telling you. Get a grip and get a clue. I've been a bitch, I thought you knew. Betty tears, boy, nothing new.
Need love, a real love. Mapenzi ya undercover inaleta pressure, pressure. Need love, a real love. Mapenzi ya undercover inaleta pressure, pressure. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Let it go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Let it go, 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 go. Go, 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 go.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Toxic lovers, yeah. This love, this love, this love. Uko na trust issues, kila siku unanishuku. Kazi zangu za usiku zinakukera sana. Oh no, na vile we ni msupu, umepewa kila kitu. Rafiki yako ndiye sumu, anakuchocha sana. No, 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 hapana, sikukuwa huko jana. Unapenda kugombana sana kila saa. No, oh, hasira imegeuka hasara. Ingawa tunapendana, nimechoka sana. No, oh, mina, oh, na itakuwa tu sawa hata tukiachana, mina, oh, na itakuwa tu sawa hata tukiachana. Oh, nenda lote, nenda lote, nenda lote, nenda lote, nenda lote,
saa zingine naonanga wivu, jumanika wako na kakitu, so siku hizi huniombangi kitu, hata ya pitu. Na ni sawa tu, hata kama haurudi siku. I hope and pray the things that you do never hurt me and you. Sitadanganya, nilikesha studio jana. Baby mimi ungangana sana kila saa. Na hasira ikigeuka hasara, si unajua na kupenda baby, so I don't wanna fight you no. Itakuwa tu sawa hata tukiachana mina. Itakuwa tu sawa hata tukiachana mama. Nenda lote, nenda lote, nenda lote mama, nenda lote mama, nenda lote, nenda lote mama. Kukua huko jana, unapenda kugombana sana kila saa. Hasira ikigeuka hasara, ingawa tunapendana, imebidi tumeachana.
See me, I'm sexy, don't vex me. See me, I'm sexy, don't stress me. See me, I'm sexy, don't vex me. I'm way too sexy to be stressed.
Ay, see me, I'm sexy. Even all my ops know I'm hot, bitch, have you met me? Pop up on your Tinder, you swipe right cause I am sexy. Look at the material, baby, Henny, kid too fancy, expensive and yeah, it's a bad bitch alert. When I look up in the mirror, I'm like, hey girl, what's up? These bitches hate, yeah, so what must that them fake, yeah, no fun. Give them face and serve them hits, that's how a boss bitch show up, look. Fine girl, no pimples.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
She says she's okay. I don't believe her. There's just something about the way she turned her back on me. I know in my mind I'll never leave her. There's just something about the way we love each other right. And even though we fight all night and day, I know sometimes in love there can be pain. And even though we need a little break, I know that you'll come back to me. You know that I'll come back to you, 'cause that's when you'll start to feel my love. Feel it, that's when you feel it. That's when you'll start to feel my love. Feel it, that's when you feel it. Na 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 na. Usiponipenda nitapendwa na nani? Nitakuwa mgeni wa nani? Ukiwa mbali nami nabaki tabani. Ona nahisi kisirani hawa haina maana, nina wewe kuzozana, mbona tunasimangana, hatuwezi semezana. My love haina maana, nina wewe kuzozana, mbona tunasimangana, hatuwezi semezana. And even though we fight all night and day, I know sometimes in love there can be pain. And even though we need our rain, I know that you come back to me. And you know that I come back to you. That's when you start to feel my love. Feel it. That's when you feel it. That's when you start to feel my love. Feel it. That's when you feel it. And even if we fight all night and day, I know sometimes in love there can be pain. And even if we need a little break, I know that you come back to me. You know that I'll come back to you. And that's when you start to feel my love.
This is Hendrik Sam.
Misikatai, unanidai, akiwalahi, ninaogopa sitadinai. I want you to lie, ni vile I. I'm trying to find good love, baby, baby. I'll be the one for you. Baby, maybe I'll be the one for you. I'll be the one for you. I'll be the one for you. Don't you take your love away. Take your love away. Don't you take your love away. I'll be the one for you. Don't you take your love away. Take your love away. Don't you take your love away. I'll be the one for you. The one for you. Mpenzi utangoja, yeah. Mpenzi utangoja, yeah, yeah. Sitaki we uchoke, yeah. Sitaki we uchoke, yeah. I'm trying to be the best version of myself. If you wait for me, I don't need nobody else. I'm trying to find good love, baby, maybe, and I'll be the one for you. Baby, maybe I'll be the one for you.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Miss Fee, she's playing right here on Power Radio. My name is Wanyoike, and let's get into our day's conversation. Now, today, which is the 12th of August, this marks the International Youth Day, the International Youth Day, and it's a celebration of, young people across the globe. World leaders usually come together and to look at the state of the young people across many nations and how can they best help them achieve some of the goals that they have for young people. And something specific that is to be noted is that this year's theme is From Clicks to Progress, Youth Digital Pathways for Sustainable Development. What comes to mind when you hear From Clicks to Progress, Youth Digital Pathways for Sustainable Development? And so that's what we shall be talking about today. But I want to read something interesting about that theme, that specific theme. According to the UnitedNations.org, that digitalization is transforming our world, offering unprecedented opportunities to accelerate sustainable development. According to the UN, digital technologies such as mobile devices, services, and artificial intelligence are instrumental in advancing sustainable development goals. Data generated from digital interaction supports evidence-based decision-making with profound impact across economic, social, and environmental dimensions. Digital technologies and data contribute to at least 70% of the 169 SDG targets, while potentially reducing the cost of achieving these goals by up to 55 trillion US dollars. You can do the math in Kenya shillings. Young people are leading the charge in digital adoption and innovation, with 3/4 of those aged between 15 to 24 using the internet, and a rate higher than other age groups. However, disparities persist, particularly in low-income countries and among young women, who often have less access to the internet and digital skills compared to their male counterparts. While there is an urgent need to enhance digital inclusion, youth are largely recognized as digital natives, using technology to drive change and create solutions. As the 2030 deadline for the SDGs approaches, the role of young people in digital innovation is essential for addressing global issues. By celebrating the digital contributions of youth, we can inspire further innovation and collaboration towards achieving sustainable development. Right. So there's a lot of that statement by the UN is very packed with a lot of buzzwords. And according to the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, achieving the Sustainable Development Goals requires a seismic shift, which can only happen if we empower young people and work with them as equals. So, yes, as I was mentioning earlier, that statement was filled with a lot of buzzwords there. We have things like digitalization, we have things like transformation, opportunities, accelerating sustainable development. They also something about creating adoption, digital adoption. We have digital innovation as well. So what do these all things mean? What does it mean for the young people across nations? And I think one of the ways that I can think, which is something that I want now to even contextualize here, in Kenya alone, like, let's even start right off the bat with the protests that, let me just loosely say that we are just easing out of, but I'm not so sure. Young people can decide that they want to go back to the streets, but there's something very peculiar about the Kenyan process, or the Gen Z revolutionaries. I know it will be called in history books from this point going forward, is that young people were able, like, it was a success in that it was a digital success. That's for sure. Like, organizing started happening across the digital platforms. We could see a lot of TikTok engagement from young people. We could see organizing also happening across Twitter. And so if we are to measure the matrix of success of the just concluded revolution in Kenya, I think it will go down in history as one of the most successful digital organizing, if not the world, at least in Kenya and in Africa at large. And so when we are having conversations about digital adoption and digital innovation, I think the key thing that world leaders need to understand is first to get into the minds of young people, right? It's to understand how do we engage young people on a place and on a level playing field where they understand what young people's needs are. It's not because for the longest time the feeling has been that we sort of assume that we know what young people truly need or truly want, and this happens without the engagement or even the consultation of these same young people. There's a quote that I love saying that if it's not with us, then it's not for us, right? If it's not from us, then it cannot be for us, and this is the general feeling. So if we want to ensure that, and even aligning with the theme, from clicks to progress, first of all, that alone, from clicks to progress, so much to unpack there. And of course, I'm not an expert. I'm just giving my broad-based. Now we are in the broad-based government. I have to continue using the language of the regime that we are currently on. But just right off the bat, I think when you look at ideas like from clicks to progress, the first thing that comes to mind right now is that the clicks are as powerful. Okay? And again, we can call it unprecedented, but I mean, yes, technically it is unprecedented. That by the time, because clicks is not even really just about the clicks. We are talking about, it's a representation. The clicks here it's a metaphor. When we have a metaphor like from clicks to progress, it's a metaphor to say that we see young people, we see where they are choosing to have their conversations on. We see where they have chosen to get their voices heard, all right? And it's a space where they have invited young people, or rather, it's a space where young people have invited themselves and they've decided, you know what? Now that we have that we are living in a space where one click might mean, not even might mean, one click means that global access. Because when a young person tweets something in South Africa, a young person in Kenya, a young person in South America, a young person in India, a young person in Australia will be able to connect with whatever this young person who started a social media post in another different part of the world. And so what we are saying is that we need to create more avenues for, one, access. And this is something that I have to customize the conversation for the Kenyan and the African context, because here the statistics show, when I was reading for this in preparation of this show, 22% of the African continent is the only one that has access to internet and access to we could say smartphones, right? And internet connectivity as well. So that tells you that there is a very big problem, right? And I can tell you for sure that 22% of that population, yes, it might be young people, but they are not necessarily economically in control of ensuring that they access this on a, on demand. So out of 22%, so that means that a staggering 78% of people of a 2.4 billion population African continent is out somewhere in the dark. So of course that means that we have so much work to do. And to even bring it closer home, we are at 38% in Kenya. The digital connectivity as well as smartphone access is at 38%, as per my reading from a source that I was able to engage. And so when we talk about sustaining development goals, when we talk about youth involvement in this conversation of sustainable development, we cannot have sustainable development globally if we are not sustainably developing young people. And this will mean that it has to cut across our soft skills, right? I was reading somewhere that, communication skills, for example, it's the third most, is it third or fourth most needed, most in demand soft skill as we are at in this world right now. And so that should tell you something about the power of soft skills, because any shift that would ever happen in society, it has to come from a cultural shift, and cultural shifts don't just happen out of the blue. Cultural shifts happen because there's an intentionality behind packaging cultural skills. And one of the ways that you can sustain cultural skills in young people is, how are you engaging them on like the language, for example, that they use? If you want young people to start thinking about change, if you want young people to start engaging on more intellectual and deeper levels, you have to ensure that it starts from the way that they think, to the way that they talk, to the way that they talk even amongst themselves, to the way that they think about their place and their role in the world, right? And then these are the soft skills that we're talking about, things that are not necessarily talked about in school. It's something that we have to think about right now, and think about it very, very well. Think about it from all angles, whether socially, spiritually, economically, politically. Think about it psychologically as well, because if we are to harness the way that young people are involved in any discussion, in any conversation globally and across all boards, then first of all, it has to be super inclusive. It has to be progressive as well. And one of the ways to make it progressive is to be able to show them, not necessarily show them everything, but show them first how it's done, then leave them to be able to have the space for them to create and engage amongst themselves, And so that's just one of the ways that I can think about. And this of course is this of course has come from just myself just observing the power that lies within young people, especially when they come together. I like the people always say that there is strength in numbers, and we have clearly seen, even over the past 2 months, just in Kenya alone, we have seen that it's indeed something to go by. That when young people come together, and not just young people, because again, that's the other layer. Not just any young person, just randomly on the street. No, it's a young person who has been intentionally carved out to become a global citizen, or just even a citizen of who is willing to meaningfully be involved and engaged in whatever is happening around them. So when young people who are aware of what is happening them politically, young people who are aware of what is happening around them, for example, environmentally, we have a lot of talk about climate change and global warming, and I can see, I'm happy to report that a lot of the conversations, especially over the past 4 or 5 years, they have really shifted from the older generation now into younger people. It all started with Greta Thunberg, the girl from, I think she's from Sweden or Switzerland, I forget, but at the time she came out, she was 16 years old, and she would go to this big, global conversations around climate change, and giving them, just serving them receipts after receipts after receipts, and demanding that world leaders actually come to account and rise up to ensure that they create any possible solutions for young people. Because I think the understanding also, and the panic for most young people, is that you guys who've gone before us have messed us up, and you are going to leave us here, die, and then us, we have to deal with the consequences of your bad planning and your poor decisions for the next 40, 50, 60, 70 years. So the other thing is that we need to engage young people with posterity in mind, with legacy in mind, right? That it is not just about the generation that is currently right now. No, it's something that is supposed to go on and go on and go on from this point going forward, right? And again, people, there's something in Christianity that we call discipleship, and I think this is a very great principle to apply. Christians say, of course, I'm a born again Christian. This is something that I have. It's a lived experience of mine. When you get someone that you want to disciple, you take them. You do life with them, and you're not doing life with them just for the sake of doing life with them. You are concerned about each and every aspect and side of their life, right? And I can tell you for sure that people who you see thriving out here, you can trace it back to there were people who are very intentional about cultivating and bringing out the gold and the greatness in them, right? And so that's what basically we're supposed to do. So if it is young people, if you want maybe to bring out the best communicators of the next 20, 10, 30, 40, 50 years, you start with right now, and then you start also mentioning what could potentially happen. Because I think for us to really meaningfully engage in anything, let's not think about the now. I know that most of our solutions are for the now, but if you're a leader, and that's what we are trying to also raise young people to be, we are trying to raise young leaders who are very, futuristic, very future-oriented, people who can think, 10, 20, 30 years. You start training young people to start thinking about 10, 20, 30, 40, forever years to come, and I think for me that those are some of the very few or the very key leadership qualities that especially the Kenyan and the African youth and the African continent needs to be talking and having discussions around. But hey, we are still talking about the International Youth Day, which is marked this very day. This is 12th of August. The year is 2024, and we are still dissecting and unpacking the state of the youth, especially in Kenya and in Africa. And what does this from cliques to progress mean for the youth of Africa? What does this because the theme for this year, is from cliques to progress, youth digital pathways for sustainable development. How does it affect us as the Kenyan youth? You can tell I'm very passionate about this topic because one, I'm a Kenyan youth, two, I'm an African youth that is also a global citizen youth. And the vision that I have for my life is not only to do work that concerns Kenyan or African youth. I want to be engaged fully with the youth affairs on a global stage, and so that is some of the things that I really think about in my day-to-day runnings, because the state of the youth is really dire, and whatever injustice is happening for our Kenyan youth, it's also happening for a South African youth. It's also happening for an maybe not American, I don't know, but yeah, I guess the for example an Asian youth as well. And so just figuring out the little interconnected ways that we can think around more global collaboration, political goodwill that is channeled towards empowering young people. We can also talk about things like co-leadership, for instance, where we have intergenerational, leadership, where young people are not just brought to the table to be the menu, but they are brought onto the table with, meaningfully being engaged, and not just on a tokenistic level. I really don't like tokenism in any capacity, because it's now these are the kind of mindsets that cause even gatekeeping. Because when you have a token in, for example, global forums, the young people might not necessarily know that you are there, first of all, to make sure that you hold the door open for other young people to come through. And so that, again, exacerbates the already bad problem of gatekeeping, whether it's gatekeeping information, whether it's gatekeeping opportunities, whether it's gatekeeping even mindsets, whether it's gatekeeping ideas, right? So what we are saying is that young people should be empowered to have that anything they have is anything, that everything they have is everything. So if one person has an idea, how can we turn that idea into channeling into sustainable development? If the other person has a skill, how can we channel and empower that so that it grows and multiplies for it to be able to contribute to the sustainable development? If somebody else has, an education level that somebody else doesn't have, somebody else might have a talent, all these things, we just need to sit down and have very critical conversations as to how we can really carve out digital pathways also for the sustainable development goals, and specifically for young people, because that's what this day is about. So let me get a quick breather, and I come back and we, I guess, wrap up our conversation for today. But, as I always say, one conversation is never enough for this kind of discussions. Keep it Power Radio.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Crazy journey, I'm growing up. I've been going through some changes. Can't be too hard on myself. Everybody makes mistakes. Oh, the common sense changes. Living every day, I know people come and go. I am going through changes. A little bit of sun and snow. Seasons come and go. We all are going through changes. Oh, I think I see the light. This love never felt so right. Every time I'm not with you, I'm missing you. Every day, every night, your love shining so bright. 'Cause every time I'm not with you, I'm missing you. Fortress, nikipotea, will you come find me? Sometimes in a content, nikikwama, will you stand by me? We all need a connection, so nikituma text, will you reply me? Oh, will you reply me? Oh, living every day, I know people come and go. I am going through changes. A little bit of sun and snow. Seasons come and go. We all are going through changes. Oh, I think I see the light. This love never felt so right. Every time I'm not with you, I'm
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
That is Changes by 1/4 of the now disbanded Sauti Soul, Mr. Savara himself. And it's playing right here on Power Radio. It's one of the young people who is doing amazing for this country. Yeah, and speaking of changes, yeah, there are so many things that we need to change in terms of how we engage young people. And I'm not necessarily moved or impressed by, themes. The year in, year out, we come out with new themes, we come out with celebrations, people go to fancy conferences. Don't get me wrong, I want to go to like Paris for a week and talk about whatever it is that young people's agenda is being talked about, and moderate panels and also be a speaker on those conferences. So dear God, make it happen. I do want to do those things, but what I am not impressed by is they've turned really into talk shops, Like seriously, if we were really, really honest with ourselves, if you wanted to see change happening since the first conference that was ever done, like just even pick one area. For instance, if we pick an area that looks at, for example, the well-being of young people across the world, maybe digitally or like in terms of the effects of climate change on young people, I'm sure the first conference, and maybe by the time you got to the 10th conference, and these are global conferences, if we really wanted to do something to change the world as is, I'm sure we would have gotten there by now. But the problem is usually, first of all, these conferences have become talk shops. So that's number one, where you're just like, oh, someone is funding things, so I guess. And then it seems this is how I look at these global conferences. It's like you go there, you get charged, you're excited. This is what we are going to do when we get back. We are going to lobby. We are going to engage our governments. We are going to ask for funding from like whoever, who is who. And then we are going to change the world. And it's going to be beautiful and amazing. And then you get back home. And then you go to the next conference and the next conference and the next conference. And something that I've really, really grown to see is that there's always an introduction of like something new. So like, for example, how it's structured is that we have themes that come out each and every year. And I think that could also be a problem in and of itself, because how about maybe say from 2024 till 2034, this gap and this bracket of 10 years to come, we shall be talking and looking specifically about, for example, maybe upscaling digital skills for young people or business in focus, And I'd rather we take one thing and then focus on it. Like if it is channeling everything, all the resources, all the manpower, all the research and development, all the personnel that needs to be hands on deck, I'd rather we do that than every year come up new ideas. And there's something about new wordings and new ideas that sort of seem to, in a way, complicate and make very simple things very complex. And I am not saying that that world changing is a simple task. It's absolutely not a simple task. I know that it gets very complicated because it's very technical, It's very technical. We're looking at, first of all, cultural barriers. That's already something that you can spend the rest of, 50 years to shift cultural narratives. Like right now, why has it taken us so long to, for example, deal with the FGM issue? Again, cultural barriers. There are people who still look at girls as, no, they have to go through that initiation rite of passage. Because why? Because culturally, our ancestral beliefs is that this was our way of life, and that's the definition of culture actually. it's a way of life. And by the time people are saying that this is who we identify as, this is what we do, it means that, first of all, a lot of intentionality has gone into teaching these people and ensuring that they are indoctrinated by the ways of the land. And so when you want to do something that is world-changing, something that is innovative, something that is culturally shifting, the same level of intentionality, you're going to have to double or triple that. Otherwise, we will continue going around in circles as well. So yeah, so what I was saying before I went on to that rabbit hole rant is that let's forget about having talk shops year in, year out, because that a lot of money is really poured into such things, and then we end up not doing any service for us. We end up doing a disservice for the young people, especially the young people of Kenya, And there has to be very stringent matters, stringent accountability measures that once a conference is held or these kind of manifestos are brought out, instead of it just being, beautiful pieces of paper that have very elaborate, and people keep saying that Kenya has such brilliant minds, man, that when it comes to intellectual Olympics in this nation, we topped like 0, like nil. Was it 10-0? That intellectually we have the capabilities, but how it's supposed to translate in the implementation of these things, how we practically execute from the intellectual papers, because I know intellectual work is a lot of work, and by the time you are done with that, you don't even want to be engaged on any other level. So I guess part of that fatigue is felt just from that birthing this kind of documents. But that's why we are 50 million, over 50 million people. Out of that 50 million, surely, if you wanted to get something done, you can create a special committee of people now who take runners, basically, people who can run a vision, there are those who come up with the ideas, because these are just blueprints. The documents that we have, the youth policy, I just saw that the National Youth Council the other day launched the National Youth Policy. Some of these documents, some of these policy issues, what is being discussed in there, So those are just blueprints, but we need people who actively go and implement this kind of works, and it's a full circuit, hands on deck kind of project, because one person cannot do the entire thing. Even 20 people cannot do the entire thing. It's a rundown of a very properly structured circuit that ensures that everybody is involved in one way or the other. But I can see that my time is really, really, really gone. I'm squeezed for time here. So I'm just going to make a promise that we are going to continue our discussions for, concerning young people, because I think there's so much to be said about young people. Clearly, especially if you're Kenyan, you know for sure that young people will change the world one day is not just a myth. It has been exemplified. I mean, if the past 2 months is anything to go by with the Gen Z revolution. So those are just a couple of my thoughts here and there. But again, as I said, I'm no expert. I would love to have a conversation with an expert. So if you know young people who are doing amazing things, or people or experts that work in the youth space that would be of help to us, kindly reach out to us. We are at Power Radio across all social media platforms, and we will be sure to have that conversation. But kama kawa, it's Monday, and of course I have to plug you. Nairobi Cinema is a place to be from 5 p.m. tonight at the Fitness in the Word Fellowship. So for an awesome time in the presence of God. If you want to be a young person who will change the world, come to Nairobi Cinema from 5 p.m. and find out what exactly I mean. But that has been our show for today. Thank you so much for everybody who was able to tune into the Power Morning Drive. As I usually say, this is Kenya's biggest conversation, if I do say so myself. My name is Wanyoike, and I have been your host for the day, and consecutively. I will continue being your host. But I hope to see you on Wednesday, same time, same place, on our Retire edition show on Wednesday. So do stick around to find out what that will be about. But as for me, I am out. Officially signing out. See you when I see you. Catch Sharia Dive tonight from 4 to 6 p.m. with our in-house wakili, Mr. James Wanjeri himself. And Wanyoike is out. See you tonight at Fitness in the Word, 5 p.m. at Nairobi Cinema. Karibu sana.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio. From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power